Anastasia, hand grenade. Marina. Okay, that's your small projectile here. You just get ready. Get close to.
Починай готуватися.
Go in this direction. 10 centimeter standoff, and then we'll bring at least 2 sandbags here.
Marina has it on the body.
Okay.
You will have it on the fuse.
Okay.
In the early days of the invasion, Russia's advance on Ukraine turned whole cities into battlefields. Now that the fighting is contained to other parts of the country, the work to clear away the remnants of war is already beginning. And for some Ukrainians, that cleanup starts 1,000 miles from home. Tons of Russian munitions that have either been dropped, launched, or laid in Ukraine aren't exploding, and the danger they pose will last years, if not decades. And this group of Ukrainian women has come to Kosovo to learn how to expertly handle these unexploded bombs.
Okay, now we're gonna start connecting wires and detonators, and so minimum people here.
5,
4,
3, 2, 1. Охренеть.
At the start of the invasion, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky imposed martial law on the country, making it impossible for most men aged 18 to 60 to leave.
Our men, they can't leave country because they haven't got the permission from government. They should stay in country and defense. So it's the most reason why we are here, why only women are here. We are doing something important, very important.
In 2020, Dasha Starikova began working to demine parts of eastern Ukraine, where unexploded ordnance, or UXOs, had piled up during the war's first 8 years. Where were you on February 24th?
Well, I was home. It was 4 a.m. and I heard a boom, a big one, and I woke up scared. Tried to wake up my husband, and he said me, no, it's not true, it's just a dream, it's okay, relax. And then second boom. And he got a call from the militaries, and they said that he should go next day on National Guard, and said me to leave a country.
Why are you willing to risk going back to Ukraine now, knowing what's happening there?
If I will lay down on the bed, I will insane. Because all the time, the news, scrolling the news and Telegram or other messages, and just scrolling, crying. It's insane, so I need to do something.
These women have come all the way to Kosovo to train on the same ground that was littered with thousands of unexploded bombs dropped by NATO in 1999 in an effort to stymie Yugoslavia's ethnic cleansing of Albanians.
If you can see the item can see you. Fragments, they fly very, very fast.
Artur Tigani is their lead instructor. It's his job to make sure Dasha and the other students are able to recognize dangerous explosives when they return home.
These types of grenades, quite common. They're gonna be around Ukraine. Quite dangerous items, a little bit unstable. Goes up to 25, 30 meters, lethal radius.
A lot of the munitions that the Russians are using, it's old stuff, right?
It looks like that, and the failure rate on lots of munition is like quite high. It can get all the way to 50% of failure rate.
50%?
Yeah. Most of these munitions, they're gonna be laying around. Some of them surface, some of them semi-buried, some of them buried. So in all situations, they're gonna be a hazard to civilians.
The war has already contaminated a quarter of Ukraine with these explosives, meaning that as shelling in some areas stops, 14.5 million people are still in harm's way.
А вот это снаряд же, да, лежит, получается?
И мину вижу, ТМ-ку.
Я думаю, с какой минометки?
One of the most important jobs these women will have when they return is to carry out the initial surveys of areas that have either been occupied or bombarded by Russian troops.
If you move your eyes fast, you're not gonna be able to spot details.
Before the invasion, Marina Labunets was working for the National Guard as a captain in a fire squadron. When she returns to Ukraine, she will be the first woman in the Guard's history to work as a deminer. When you had to leave Ukraine and go to the training here in Kosovo, what was going through your mind as the war was just in its early days and you were leaving?
Мої думки були тільки про те, що, можливо, ці навчання і з цією професією я зможу допомогти своїй країні хоча б мінімально, хоча б чимось. Зараз я вже розумію, що ця професія потребує щоденного навчання. Кожного дня щось змінюється. Змінюється обстановка, ситуація, і тому треба бути максимально готовим до всього.
I mentioned to each and one of the students, I said, listen, don't think about square kilometers that you have to clear. Let's go one task at a time and see how much we can make it, because there is no other way. War is bad. Nothing comes good out of war. Everyone loses.
Civilian deaths in Ukraine are estimated at more than 5,200, with at least 7,000 more people injured. But the reality is, those numbers probably don't even come close to the actual tally of casualties. And often, the true extent of what happened doesn't come to light until towns and villages are liberated.
Місяць окупації в нас був якийсь слід окупації. Жалко дітей, онуків, молодежі жалко. Собі прожив, і прожили непогано ми прожили. Я не думала, що у 70 років я дожду, що буде війна. Дарма, що тут і нема ж уже такого, що воєнний же, рашиста вже. Ну, все одно страх у нас є. І вам це любий, кожен скаже.
Добрий день. Дуже вам дякуємо, що ви згодилися з нами поспілкуватися. Мене звати Даша.
In May, Dasha returned to Ukraine. Today, she's going door to door, interviewing people who lived under Russian occupation, trying to determine where landmines and UXOs may be hidden in the communities civilians are slowly coming back to.
Оце 12-го, коли нас ранило, тут жіночку вбило на зупиночці, 51 рік їй. Так 1,5 неділі лежала, не могли забрати, бо бомбили без перериву.
I heard about 87 people who were killed here. They occupied the houses, destroyed schools, hospitals and kindergartens.
When you were in Kosovo and you were training and you were thinking about what it would be like to come back here, to come back home, do you feel differently now that you're here?
Yes, I realized that situation here is worse. When I saw the street first time, when almost all houses was destroyed, it was just wow. I can't imagine how many years we need to clear all Ukraine. I think it's 100 years, so maybe more.
It's Marina's first day as a deminer for the Ukrainian National Guard.
Взагалі не уявляла, як це можливо і як це буде, але це в першу чергу важко. Тобто потрібно звикнутися з тим, що це в першу чергу робота і відставляти свої емоції на задній план, тому що в такому темпі буде дуже важко працювати.
Her unit is tasked with tracking down UXOs in the town of Irpin, a suburb north of Kyiv that was pummeled in March.
Наступне завдання – перевірити ділянку дороги на наявність вибухонебезпечних предметів. В разі виявлення будь-якого небезпечного предмету негайно доповідь мені.
This is a former Russian position that was used primarily as an ammo depot just outside of Irpin. Right now, they're working to clear this entire area from all the munitions that were left behind. There's still unexploded grenades, mines, projectiles, you name it, it's here. when you're walking through the rubble and, your boots are pressing into all that ash and dirt, what's going through your mind?
Нестерпний біль в душі просто. І на це дуже страшно було дивитися, а ще страшніше уявляти, як це все проходить. Але ще важче, я взагалі не уявляю, як тим людям, які безпосередньо десь поруч тут проживають, і це їхні ліси, це їхні території. Дуже боляче на це все. З емоціями потрібно справлятися, тому що це робота і...
Як день пройшов?
Та нічого, потихеньку, слава Богу, нормально.
Ну все, слава Богу.
Ага, все, добренько, давай.
Давайте. Слава Україні!
Mirena's mother spends most of her days at home alone, waiting for phone calls. Her husband came out of military retirement to man a checkpoint on the road to Cherniv, and Mirena is 100 miles away. Is it difficult to kind of look at the wall, look at the pictures, and know the situation that she's in right now?
Да, дуже тяжко, бо взагалі не розуміємо, як воно дальше, як надалі воно складеться, ця ситуація в Україні, і як швидко ми зможемо з нею зустрітися. Це небезпечна робота, і вона ризикує своїм життям. Але заради мирного життя в Україні.
And your husband, he's in the military.
Так, військовий.
How does that weigh on you?
Неспокійно, тривожно. Співчуваю всім тим родинам, які втратили рідних, які втратили своє житло. Це, я вважаю, ця війна забрала душевний спокій в усього мирного населення, в усіх людей. Це біль до глибини серця.
That's a pain that much of Ukraine may have to learn how to live with. Estimates say it will take at least 10 years to fully demine the land, if it ever happens at all.
Закладання сюди з боку, вже, щоб не роз'їжджалося. Стій, оце забирай крайню. Палець, осторожно палець. Щепанет, так щепанет. Сука, страшно.
Тобто це то, чого ніхто і не очікував, і навіть би про таке подумати не міг. І все робити для того, щоб як можна було більше зроблено для безпеки наших людей.
Вставляєш ключика, я говорю тобі вогонь. Типу, раз, і все.
Угу.
Хвилина часу до підриву, як перейняв. Приготуватись. Вогонь! Давай, нажимай 2 рази. Ще раз.
I'm Michael Learmonth, editor-in-chief of Vice News. Too often, traditional news outlets shy away from the real stories and experiences of those living through global conflicts. Not Vice News. Our reporters are on the ground, fearlessly covering the human stories that shape our world. You and millions of others can continue to read, watch, and listen to Vice News for free. But we hope you'll consider making a one-time or ongoing contribution of any size at vice.com/contribute. Every contribution, no matter how big or small, helps support the journalism Vice News brings to you every day. Thank you.